Ladies, we are on the show here tonight. We are on the show. And tonight on the show, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about this whole situation with New York and Eli Manning. I want to say, so a lot of people have been saying, what's the future here? Should they just set Eli Manning in and bring somebody else to be their quarterback? To me, I just say, look, I think Eli Manning is finished. I think a lot of people think Eli Manning is finished. I think there's no question about the guy is finished. We saw him Thursday Night Football. The guy, I thought it was that person. I thought it was the head coaching. The play calling was terrible with Pat Shurmur. But no, I saw that they do throw downfield. It's just that his accuracy is terrible. So I do think he's done. But at the same time, I don't think you sit him down and you put the backup in. We went through this last year, They don't even have a good backup to what I know. So regardless, you're gonna lose games, whether it's Eli Manning or the second stringer, So I would just keep him in, give him the respect. He won the 2 Super Bowls, whatever. I would just keep him in. It's not like you have a good young quarterback who's talented, You have a bunch of future McDonald's workers behind them. I wouldn't put Eli Manning. I wouldn't sit him down. You're gonna lose regardless. Whoever the hell you put in for Eli Manning, it's not gonna be the future of your future franchise. You know what I mean? So why waste time? Just let Eli Manning finish. But for sure, you need to look at quarterbacks. You really do. Eli Manning is finished. I'm sorry, he's finished. I know they were in the weekend. They had some scouts looking at Josh Harper. So I mean, they're starting to look at guys. They're starting. This year they passed on Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. Or Josh Rosen. They passed on all of those. They decided to go with Saquon Barkley. Who's a pretty good running back. But I do think, I'm going to say this about Saquon, I don't think he's going to last in this league a lot. I think he's a 5 to 7 year player. The way he plays a very physical way. And I think eventually those hits, extra hits that he does take at times, are going to caught up with him. I don't think Saquon Barkley's going to be in the league for like 10 years or more. I say it's 5 to 7. I think he's going to have a short career. He's one of those players that's very fun to watch play. But I think in less than 5-7 years, he's going to be finished. I'm sorry. Saquon Barkley, forget about him being the face of the franchise eventually. Unless for the next 5 years, but 7 at most, Saquon Barkley, the way he plays, he's going to be finished too. I'm sorry. It's simple as that. He just takes too many extra hits. So I think that movie with guys, he's not going to be in the league for a while. He's not going to be in the league more than 5-7 years. You got to go draft a quarterback, simple as that. But at the same time, you do not sit Eli Manning down. You just don't. There's nobody you're not gonna win more without him. You're not gonna. Why waste time with future McDonald's workers? Just keep Eli Manning in there. Why waste time? I really wouldn't understand it. Just let him finish it out. But for sure, after this year, you have better look for another quarterback. Because yes, he is finished. He is finished. So this year, let him finish out. And then, I guess if you talk to him into retirement, and if he doesn't, then you release him. I'm sorry. That's what you got to do. Either you talk him into to retire, and you hope he understands that he's finished and retires, or otherwise you say, you know what, Eli Manning, you don't want to retire, you want to continue to play football, you're not going to do it here. And you release him. You're damn sure not going to want to trade him. Most likely nobody's going to want to trade for him. He's finished. So I hope he retires after the season and understands he's finished, because he's finished. Simple as that. Now, John Mora came out came out today and said that he's tired of Beckham Jr. and that he wishes that headlines would come more from his playmaking skills than they do from his mouth. They just had him to a 5-year and I believe $91 million, $92 million contract. He's going to stay there. I don't think they're going to trade him. This team is a mess. I'm sorry, this team is a mess. I mean, you could trade old Beckham Jr., you could, but that's another situation you're gonna have to look at here in the future because the owner is now taking shots at Beckham Jr. There's a lot of things with this team. They really need to look at it. A lot of things. This team has a lot of problems. I just can't. They have so much talent. And I'm looking at the coach. He's only a first-year coach, Pat Shurmur. Is that the right you want it? Is that the future? I'm looking at you might have to once again fire the coach in a few years. Because I'm sorry, I don't know if Pat Shurmur's the future. Now, to be fair, maybe you give him a young quarterback and you see what he can do. But I wasn't too big on Pat Shurmur when he got hired from New York. So I'm sorry. That's another situation you need to look at in the future, and that is Pat Shurmur, the future head coach of the future. But there's a lot of things to look at with this team. This team out there had a talent to win 11-5. OCE, you're so stupid. I thought, silly me, I thought that last year was just injuries, and this year they would have everybody healthy, and they would win somewhere from 10 to 11 games. Silly me. Silly me. But, yeah, Eli Manning is finished. Eli Manning is finished. You gotta look at Pat Shurmur, Beckham Jr. Do you want to continue to put up with his shit? A lot of things to look at for this team. And yeah, it's already, you already have to look at next year. I'm sorry. Next year, right? It's only week 7, but it's already time for next year for the Giants. I'm sorry. It's simple as that. They just suck more than Tiger Woods when he had the affairs. Simple as that. I'm sorry. You for sure need a new quarterback. You may need a new head coach again. I don't know. This team looks, they're a mess. They are a mess. I think the Cowboys are in a better situation. The Cowboys have their defense. They got their running. The Cowboys, you just put maybe, Cowboys, I think they just need maybe 1 or 2 wide receivers, and they're not that far off. I mean, I think as long as Prescott, you play him, you let him run a little bit more like Cam Newton style, I think he'll be fine. You got Ezekiel Elliott, you got the defense. The Cowboys are in a better situation than the Giants. I really think so. The Cowboys are just 1 or 2 wide receivers away from really being a playoff team. They really are. They just need a wide receiver who's a player maker. And once they get that, they're on their way. They got the defense, the Marcus Lawrence, Jalen Smith, Ezekiel Elliott. They got everything. They just need maybe 1 or 2 wide receivers to be a playmaker down the field, and they'll be fine. But New York, yeah, they suck in the ass. Alright, well, that's all to say for tonight's shitty-ass video, I know. I was going to talk, I did the live stream, but it sucked in the ass, kept freezing up. I actually fell asleep for like a few minutes, which is, the shit kept like fucking freezing. I didn't know whether to share on my watch. I just fucking closed it out. But tomorrow night we'll try again, alright? I was on there for 2 hours, but it was just freezing. I kind of fell asleep there. I'm like, you know what, fuck this. But until next time, I am CE. I am as the greatest man to ever live. And until next time, I will see you later.